Hey guys, welcome back to Contest Prep University. We are still in our series on the Metabolic Switch, episode 3. We're going to talk about time restricted feeding. So last episode, we talked about just calorie restriction. Now I want to put some structure to that and talk about why it's important to have some kind of plan. If you're somebody who just grazes or maybe eats 7, 8 meals a day, small meals, every time you get hungry, even though you're making it fit, you can get to the end of the day, you've hit your macro profile how you wanted, and you could still be underachieving how fast and how efficiently you can lose body fat. Even the level of hunger and satiety and those feelings of depletion can be so much better if you just get to the point where you're controlling that metabolic switch. That means having a pretty normal or at least thought out meal structure. So after a larger meal, maybe you want to go 4 or 5 hours and give yourself time to get into those body fat stores a little bit more deeply. After training, if you do a pretty quick, maybe liquid protein shake kind of meal, maybe you need to eat in 90 or 120 minutes later because you've burned through that so quickly. That's okay. I'm not talking about having massive amounts of time between every meal, but it has to make sense and you have to reset that metabolic switch every time. So this doesn't get into, fasting windows yet. That's going to be the next couple episodes, but just, time restricted, meaning that flexible dieting doesn't always mean you just eat what you want when you want, but there is still some structure to it. What do you think about that, Adam?
Yeah, I think that's a perfect way to go into this. This is obviously our preferred way of dieting for most of our clients, is just having some structure, having a plan. If you fail to plan, you prepare to fail, basically. Also, to get really nerdy into this, you can have more energy demands, just as you said, with certain times of the day. If you really want to get geeky into this, you can start testing blood sugar before meals. So if you're above 99, you're not fasted. So let's say you're going into meal 2 and your blood sugar is 107. You might not need that big of a meal because you're still working off some energy of that last meal. Now, granted, hydration can swing this variable quite a bit, so I want to keep that in mind with people, and your blood sugar can swing a few points here and there. But let's say you're 130, which 99 and below is fasting. I wouldn't eat much of anything at all, maybe just a protein-only meal, and because you still have glucose to work off of. So again, that's getting really nerdy and really fine-tuned, but I've had clients who want to do this so they can actually structure their days just to have the most efficiency possible. People that do this usually experience a little less hunger, and because they've got their meals spread out just a little bit better for them throughout the day.
Well, I'm going to match your nerdiness and take it to another level. Because this is where a lot of people feel like, well, if I don't eat often enough, I'm going to lose muscle and my metabolism will be suppressed. And in studies, in 2 different types, when they give primates, humans, and mice a preset meal plan, a certain amount of food, versus letting them eat whatever they want, just per hunger. When you have very strict meal windows and feeding times, and then you have longer durations between, your body, speaking of threshold response, starts preserving muscle better. And so the macrophagic response, your body's need to autolyze, to start digesting, body fat and things that just are not necessary, it goes to another level where you actively protect lean body mass. So contrary and counterintuitive to what people think, when you have those bigger windows and even longer fasting windows, your body gets better at sparing muscle.
Yeah, that's something that a lot of people are not aware of. So it definitely makes a big difference to plan things out.
Mm-hmm. And it is something that I do with all of my clients now when we're talking about, starting the programming process. It's not just here are some macros, good luck, do whatever you want. It's let's talk about meal plan. Let's make sure this is thought out and in the direction that's going to be to your biggest benefit, which is what we're going to talk about next. So in the final 2 episodes, everybody, we're going to talk about now how to manage fasting if you want to try it. Adam has some experience with that. I'll share mine, and I'll talk a little bit more about the science behind how to get the most from that. So we will see you next time in Contest Prep University.